You never forget your first game. And the more of them you play, the more of them you love. Every memory is a story to cherish and share.
What's up guys, it's TamTu for Zoomin TV Games here. I just relived my childhood playing Snake, Rattle Roll the way I remember it, thanks to Burton here from Microsoft presenting us the Rare replay. How are you today?
Very well, and maybe Microsoft, but Rare as well. All the people staffing the booth here are from Rare.
I see the badge right here. Proudly. So how has the reception been for a Rare replay?
It's been fantastic. I think everybody's finding that game from their childhood, and I'll include me in that as well. And yeah, you know, I think there's something in there for absolutely everybody. And there's 700 hours, at least 700 hours of gameplay in there. 30 games, 10,000 gamer score. You know, what's not to like?
So how did you narrow it down to the 30 games for this 30th anniversary release?
So one of the first things we did is we looked at our back catalogue. We've got 120 games we've released in that 30 years. So well, what we want to do is bring fan favourites back, our favourites. You know, let's whittle it down, because somebody's already said 30 games for 30 years. We'd not settled on the 30 bucks at that point in time. And so a couple of the guys made these almost like top trumps cards, put them up on the wall, and we started sort of, you know, stroking our beards and go, well, I want Jetpack, I'm not speaking to anybody if that doesn't go in there. And what else are the fans like? Well, the fans are going to want NES Battletoads. We're sure, but we want the definitive version of everything in there, so we've got to put Battletoads Arcade in there. And we got it down to about 40, and then there was a big old fight to get it down to the 30. You know, I think what we've got now is it's some of the best things that we've ever made.
Now, one of the things with re-releases is that sometimes the games don't look as well on HD TVs. Now, how did you solve it with this collection?
Well, one of the things that we wanted to do, as you said, is when you play a less than standard definition game, let's be fair, on a 1080p TV or even like a 4K TV now, one of the problems, of course, is that the pixels are huge. When I think back to when I was playing on the Spectrum in 1983, it was all fuzzy, it wobbled a bit, there was what we call pin cushioning, and so one of our graphics devs said, yeah, I can actually do you a proper simulation of an old CRT TV. So it's actually how it looked, and I can sit there at home now and say to my kids, this is like how it looked. Well, I've been calling it's high def, low def, or low def, high def, whichever way around you want. Do you want to actually see what it looks like?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So I'm going to go for Battletoads Arcade because I've been practicing this one, and it's just a personal favourite. I'd never played it until we found this in our archives. So let's just start a new game, and let's just turn it off. So that's how people see retro games today.
That's how the original system rendered it out, right?
Yeah, that's what was coming out of the frame buffer in the arcade machine and going into the TV. But the TVs weren't that good. They didn't have HDMI, certainly, and they weren't high def. That's how it looked. So, you know, with all the little dot sort of errors and things.
And the bulging.
The bulging on the edges. If I start the game up, what we'll see is if you look on the very edges, you'll see that it actually warps like it did as it went around the goldfish bowl. But yeah, it's absolutely great. We've also implemented a rewind feature in a lot of our old games as well.
Really?
So one thing that is problematic, there we go, like for my children, is this is really hard because they're used to having games that are very, very finely balanced. And I mean, this was finely balanced, but it was finely balanced to separate you from quarters. So I'm just being absolutely pummeled.
This is exactly the Battletoads we remember and the Battletoads we won back.
Rewind time, like we do in Forza, and go to a point where I was still winning.
Oh wow.
And this makes some of the games that are really hard, like Turbo Tunnel in the original NES Battletoads, for instance, actually, you know, a lot easier, and it allows you to learn the patterns and, you know, the way these games are made as well, which I just think is awesome.
This is a lot of fun. You know, guys, we're gonna play this a little bit. Can I just press B and join?
You can.
I'm gonna press B and join in.